Now at 5, we'll check out the kickoff of Columbus Day and all of its festivities. Plus, how a Pittsburgh-based company is taking part in National Manufacturing Day, and
President Biden faces criticism as his administration works to carry out a plan to build a section of border wall along the U.S.-Mexico border. I'm Willie James in at the White House with the details.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
The city of Columbus, Kansas is full of celebrations today. This is KOAM News at 5. I'm Tanya Bach. One of those celebrations is homecoming, and today they hosted a parade down Maple Street. Members of the junior high and high school bands marched with floats, and of course plenty of candy was tossed out to the crowd. It's also the start of the 54th annual Columbus Day Festival. More than 30 activities will take place this weekend, and one of the most exciting ones is starting soon. KOAM's Fernanda Silva spent the day there and joins us now live.
The hot air balloon glow is set to start at 6:40 p.m. tonight, but right now what we're looking at is that American flag over there, because the hot air balloon glow depends on the weather. If that flag is still waving by the time the show is supposed to start, then that means that the show is not happening tonight. The same goes to the hot air balloon regattas that are set to start tomorrow at 7 a.m. and also at 5:30 p.m. and on Sunday at 7 a.m. That also depends on the weather. But there are lots of other fun activities happening here in the city this weekend. Earlier today, a scarecrow competition happened. Businesses, other people also joined. Individuals could join the competition, and it's very exciting because the result for those are coming tomorrow. An art exhibit also started earlier today, and it's going to stay open throughout the weekend.
Just tethered to the ground, but they will all group together, and when we give a signal, they hit their burners, so you're getting this glow through the envelopes and all up against your black sky. It's really a gorgeous thing.
We actually borrowed the mannequin from someone, and they were like, yeah, sure. I mean, they didn't question it. They're really nice people around here, so being a part of it, and it's important for everybody to come together.
And as I said, this is just the beginning of the festivities. After the hot air balloon glow, there will be live music, food, and drinks here in town. And if you want to check all the details and information for the event, go to our website at koamnewsnow.com. Back to you, Tanya.
And Fernanda, I'm just curious, throughout the weekend, they may not get to tonight, but throughout the weekend, how many hot air balloons are they expecting to have out there?
There are 10 pilots that are joining the festivities this weekend, and some of them have been participating on the festival for over 20 years, and that's incredible, the sense of community that this event brings here.
All right, Fernanda, thank you so much. Well, a Pittsburgh-based manufacturer let the public get an inside look at their operations. Hicks Corporation today hosted an open house of its facility. It included a tour of the facility, demonstrations, and giveaways. It's part of Manufacturing Day, a national celebration aimed at inspiring the next generation of manufacturers.
Manufacturing is no longer dirty, dangerous, and dark. It's really an opportunity to look at how to be a creator, how to create products that are actually used by the public, and really give them the insight into what manufacturing careers could look like.
Hicks Corporation is located at East 27th Terrace in Pittsburgh. Well, Chief Meteorologist Doug Hetty is joining us. I'm curious about that wind out there, Doug.
Yeah, it's been a little bit breezy since that cold front rolled through earlier today. So we went into the upper 60s to near 70, and then our temperatures have been dropping rapidly over the past couple hours, and we have that northerly wind. 58 in Stockton, it's 57 in Neosho. Miami's down to 59. Fort Scott, 57, 58 in Iola, and we're going to continue to drop as we go through the evening hours. And you can see the winds really pick up this afternoon. We still have northerly winds at about 5 to 15, but it's the gusts that have been up there, 30, 35 miles per hour at times. The winds are going to calm down. It's just going to take a little bit of time, so slowly kind of taper off throughout the evening hours. A lot of clouds, but we'll clear out later on tonight. Frost advisory. We're going to be talking about that here in just a bit.
All right, thanks, Doug. President Biden has announced he will build a section of the border wall. He said he still does not believe border walls work and he does not want them, despite the large increase of illegal migrants crossing into the U.S. The numbers have put a real strain on cities and states across the country as they deal with new migrants on their doorstep. Willie James Inman has more details from the White House.
President Biden is receiving criticism from political opponents, calling him a hypocrite after the administration announced it would build a section of border wall.
Sometimes elected officials say one thing and they do another, and this is the perfect example.
Friday, President Biden once again defended the decision, saying he has no choice. Congress had already approved the money to build the wall.
Congress passes legislation to build something, whether it's an aircraft carrier, a wall, or provide for a tax cut. I can't say I don't like it. I'm not going to do it.
The wall will be built along this 20-mile section in Texas near the Rio Grande. It would be 18 feet high with 6-inch wide steel posts. The government says more than 46,000 undocumented entries were recorded in the Rio Grande Valley sector in August. New migrants entering cities and states across the country are straining services, leading some Democratic mayors and governors to ask the Biden administration to do something about it.
The federal government must give immigration reform.
The administration announced it will try to relieve overcrowding with flights resuming soon, sending migrants from Venezuela back to their home country. Congressman Henry Cuellar said that's a move that worked under previous administrations.
This administration is doing some deportations, but they don't show them. They're afraid to show people going back, like President Obama, Secretary Jay Johnson did. You got to show repercussions.
Cuellar represents the area where the new border wall will be built, but said he doesn't believe it'll work to stop illegal immigration. Willie James Inman, CBS News, the White House.
Government officials said the largest number of new migrants are coming from Venezuela. Former President Donald Trump is throwing his support behind a candidate for House Speaker. He's backing Congressman Jim Jordan from Ohio, a member of the far-right Freedom Caucus. It comes after Trump said he would consider serving as Speaker for a short time after receiving endorsements from several House Republicans. House Majority Leader Steve Scalise also announced his candidacy for Speaker. Still ahead, more workers with jobs.
A better than expected jobs report. I'm Natalie Brand with Who's Hiring.
And next in Health Watch, why health experts are raising concerns about popular weight loss drugs like Ozempic and Wegovy. Topping today's Health Watch, 1 in 10 babies worldwide are born early, which can have major impacts on their health and survival, including here in the U.S. A study from the World Health Organization, UNICEF, and the London School of Hygiene and Tropical Medicine found no region of the world has significantly reduced preterm birth rates over the last decade. Study authors say poor maternal health and malnutrition are closely linked to preterm births. Well, drugs used for weight loss like Ozempic and Wegovy have soared in popularity. Last year alone, they were prescribed 40 million times in the U.S. And now a new study is warning the drugs can lead to an increased risk of severe stomach problems, including rare gastrointestinal conditions that could be life-threatening. Elaine Keano has more.
I'm down to 172 pounds like it was magic.
Prescription drugs used to suppress appetite have exploded in popularity this past year, with social media influencers and celebrities sharing the success they've had using the drug semaglutide, marketed as Wegovy and Ozempic, known technically as GLP-1 agonists.
Type 2 diabetes? Discover the Ozempic Trizone.
Developed to treat diabetes, Ozempic's off-label use for weight loss is driving its demand. But now a new study from the Journal of the American Medical Association found that for every 1,000 patients who used the drug, some suffered moderate to severe stomach problems, including pancreatitis and stomach paralysis.
Each one of these complications could be serious enough that it could be life-threatening.
NYU Langone Chief Gastroenterologist Dr. Mark Pochapin says patients outside of the drug's target audience are at a higher risk for exhibiting rare side effects.
The American psyche is give me a pill or a medicine to fix a problem.
The drug's manufacturer, Novo Nordisk, responded to the findings, saying it stands behind the safety and efficacy of all our GLP-1RA medicines when used consistent with the product labeling and approved indications. The study comes as drug companies work toward manufacturing a generic version of the drug, which, if successful, would give more people access.
Elaine Quijano, CBS News.
Well, that lingering cold is not just in your head. Researchers at Queen Mary University in London found people may experience long colds in a similar way that some patients have long COVID. Extended symptoms like coughing and upset GI were some lasting effects of other acute respiratory infections. Scientists are not yet sure why some people suffer longer than others. That's a look at today's health news. A little later, a breakthrough in negotiations between the United Auto Workers Union and automakers.
Plus, frost advisory in effect for us tonight. We're going to look at your weekend forecast coming up. Well, it turned out to be a pretty nice morning. Temperatures warmed into the upper 60s to near 70, and then now the clouds and dropping temperatures, windy across the region, but still nice shot. Indigo Sky Casino and Resort. Cloudy skies, but these clouds will start to break up a little bit later on tonight for us. But it is cooling down. Look at our temps, 58 in Stockton, 57 in Neosho. Grand Lake sitting at 61, 55 Neodesha. Iola is checking in at 58 degrees. I don't know why our camera went pointing down toward the ground. I'll have to fix that. 56, visibility is good, northwesterly winds at 16, but we've had gusts upwards to about 23. And look at this colder air diving south, still 75 in Fort Smith. Little Rock is at 83 as that cold front continues to press to the south. Of course, 4-state Friday night football for us tonight. Kickoff, we're going to continue to drop. So about 53, mid 40s by the fourth quarter. So hoodie, jacket weather if you're heading out to some of the area games. And then later on tonight, frost advisory in effect until tomorrow morning, the entire area. So if you have some plants that can't take it, maybe some moms sitting outside, you probably want to bring them in. Besides that, clouds are rotating through, but you can see the back edge near Chanute over toward Nevada. So we are going to clear out later on tonight as this big storm system drags that cold front through the area, and it also drags in that cooler air right on top of us. All right, let's go through time. We're going to stop 7:30 in the morning. Look at these temps. 35 Mount Vernon, 37 in Stockton, 36 in Miami, 37 in Parsons, 35 in Iola. Even though it's above freezing, it still allows us to get that frost across the region. As we go through the day, by noon, we're in the lower 50s. It's going to be a great day tomorrow. It's just going to be a little bit chilly. Lower 60s for highs across the region. Tomorrow night, we drop back, another cold night, not as cold, right around 40 degrees, so I don't think we'll get a frost anywhere across the region. And then as we go into Sunday, we start to warm back up again, but a great day, 72 in Stockton, 73 in Miami, Chanute up to about 75 degrees. So overall, the weekend looks good. It's just going to be frosty and a little chilly tomorrow, but a great day. Chilly night tomorrow night, and then warming up a bit as we go into Sunday. All right, let's go down the road. We are going to see a warming trend as we go through next week. So we're back into the mid to upper 70s by Tuesday. Chances for rain start to pop back up, especially late Tuesday into Wednesday. We're going to be back into the 70s for highs, and then we're going to get another system that drives through, and this is going to cool us back down late next week into the weekend. 62 for us tomorrow after a frosty start. 71 on Sunday, 69 on Monday, 78 on Tuesday, up to 80 on Wednesday, and then we cool back down into the 60s. Rain chances increasing Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday of next week. But the weekend looks great.
Yeah, you can't beat the weekend.
No, you really
we
can't.
can handle these temperatures.
Yeah.
It'll be nice.
Pretty good.
good snuggling weather.
There you go.
All right, thanks, Doug. Well, coming up, what the latest jobs report shows about the state of the economy. Topping today's Consumer Watch, even though parts of the economy are slowing down, a new report shows the job market remains very strong. Natalie Brand takes us inside the numbers.
The holiday hiring rush is already on. Amazon is looking to add 250,000 workers. Target wants to hire 100,000 employees, and so does UPS, which needs to fill a range of positions.
Our part-time package handlers are going to be making about $21 an hour. That's just to start. Our drivers will be about $23 an hour just to start.
A new report from the Labor Department shows overall the U.S. economy added 336,000 jobs in September, and numbers for July and August were revised significantly higher. The unemployment rate remained near a historic low of 3.8%.
Why do you think this report was better than expected?
The U.S. economy has remained much more resilient than has been expected.
Mark Hamrick, senior economic analyst for the personal finance website Bankrate, says bars and restaurants are back to pre-pandemic staffing levels, and the government increased hiring, including new teachers.
The outlook, in a sense, for the rest of the year with this newly gained momentum is better for the job market.
Employers remain confident hiring despite uncertainty in the economy, which has increased with labor strikes, rising interest rates, and a chaotic week in Congress.
Still, the president believes the economy is resilient.
We have the highest share of working age Americans in the workforce in 20 years.
But the Federal Reserve may not be celebrating. The Fed wants economic growth to slow to ease inflation, and these strong jobs numbers could mean another interest rate hike. The Fed makes its next decision in November. Natalie Brand, CBS News, the White House.
The United Auto Workers Union announced today it is not expanding its strikes against the big three automakers, but says there is still work to be done. It comes as the strike against the big three automakers entered its fourth week. One of the three major strikes currently affecting workers and businesses around the country. Now, thousands of healthcare workers and actors union are also on the picket line. Federal safety regulators are pushing to get 52 million airbags recalled because of the potential threat to motorists. The National Highway Traffic Safety Administration says models made by ARC Automotive and Delphi Automotive Systems could explode. Regulators say that could severely injure or even kill a car's occupants. Potentially dangerous airbags can be found in models by the big three American automakers as well as most major foreign manufactured brands. Final check of the forecast is next. Up next on the CBS Evening News, how a message on an egg written in 1951 brought strangers together decades later. And then on KOAM News at 6, 2 people are killed in a crash in Newton County. Plus the importance of having working carbon monoxide detectors as the weather gets colder. And it's time for some Friday night football. We'll hear from the head coach of Baxter Springs as they get set to take on Frontenac. Stay with us for the CBS Evening News and then the KOAM News at 6. Well, Advent calendars are a staple of the holiday season, but what about one with frozen foods? Stouffer's has announced its first ever Advent calendar, the Comfort Calendar. It's also the first ever frozen foods Advent calendar. In it, you'll find meals including Stouffer's classic favorites like a family-sized macaroni and cheese, family-sized lasagna with meat and sauce, and Bowlful's chicken bacon ranch bowl. How does that all fit in the calendar?
Shouldn't they be in the freezer?
I would hope you would keep your calendar in the freezer.
I guess so.
Otherwise, yeah.
Interesting. All right, weather-wise, looks great for high school football for us tonight as we see temperatures drop all the way back into the upper 30s. So we are going to have a frost advisory for us. 62 tomorrow, but a great day. 71 on Sunday, so the entire weekend looks great.
That's right. Well, thanks for joining us. The CBS Evening News is next. So, of course, we'll be right back here for KOAM News at 6. Have a great evening and an even better weekend.